everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The bold and the beautiful spoilers. Lee Finnegan loses medical license over Luna? The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Dr. Lee Finnegan could lose everything over her Luna Nozawa death hoax. Daytime soaps tend to blur the lines between right and wrong when it comes to the legal system. But last time we checked, there has to be some sort of law against pronouncing an alive person as dead. Could Luna's loving grandma lose her medical license because she helped her? Keep reading to find out what's happening next on Bold and Beautiful. Spoilers down below. Luna truth comes out. This isn't the first time Dr. Lee Finnegan has crossed lines of the hospital for the sake of her family. Remember when she faked John Finnegan's, Tanner Novlan, death to protect him from his crazy bio-mom? In that situation, Lee's actions were justified because Sheila Carter, Kimberlyn Brown, had nearly killed him. But the good doctor is going to have a tough time explaining why she's harboring a fugitive. When Lee Finnegan took Finn home and nursed him back to health, he wasn't a danger to society. Not only did Lee nurse a killer back to health and set her loose on the unsuspecting residents of Los Angeles, she probably committed some fraud to boot. Dr. Lee Finnegan is in hot water. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, is going to do some serious damage in the next 2 weeks, all thanks to Grandma Lee. Sure, Grandma Lee probably won't be arrested for hiding away her granddaughter. But that don't mean she won't lose her medical license and everything she has worked for over the years at the hospital. Dr. Lee Finnegan is a respected doctor in her field, and she's going to have some serious explaining to do when it's revealed Luna isn't dead. Will Lee pay the price for trying to help Finn's bio-daughter? In the whirlwind world of the bold and the beautiful, where secrets unravel faster than couture gowns on a Forester runway, the medical community of Los Angeles may be about to take center stage. At the heart of it all lies Dr. Lee Finnegan, a woman defined by her sharp intellect, fierce love for family, and steely composure in the face of chaos. But the very foundation of her reputation, her medical license, could soon come crashing down. And all roads lead to one surprising figure, Luna Nozawa. Lee's fierce grip on control. Dr. Lee Finnegan has long projected the image of a woman who has everything under control. As Finn's mother, she has walked the razor's edge of professionalism and personal passion, keeping her son alive when others counted him out, and fiercely protecting her family legacy. But beneath the polished exterior lies an intensity that often crosses the line into obsession. When Luna entered the Forester orbit, Lee's instincts immediately bristled. A newcomer in a world Lee had fought tooth and nail to secure for Finn, Luna represented the kind of complication Lee did not want. Not only was Luna young and ambitious, but she was also the daughter of Poppy, Lee's estranged sister. Their long history of rivalry and bitterness simmered just below the surface, and Lee refused to let Poppy's daughter steal the spotlight or drag Finn into the mess of Nozawa family drama. But in soap operas, what one tries to suppress always bubbles to the surface. The breaking point, Luna and RJ. Luna's blossoming relationship with RJ Forester quickly became a sticking point for Lee. At first, she dismissed it as a puppy love fling. But as time passed, RJ became more serious about Luna, bringing her further into Forester Creations' inner circle. With Hope, Ridge and Brooke all showing their approval, Luna's status grew. She wasn't just an intern anymore, she was a potential future Forester bride. This didn't sit well with Lee. She didn't trust Luna, and her protective instincts toward Finn made her even more suspicious. In Lee's mind, anyone associated with Poppy had ulterior motives. And while Luna projected innocence, Lee began digging, determined to uncover dirt. Her digging, however, may become her undoing. The medical ethics question. The twist comes when Luna's well-being intersects directly with Lee's career. Suppose Luna finds herself in a medical crisis, perhaps a sudden collapse at Forester, or even complications from stress, exhaustion, or one of those mysterious B&B medical twists. Naturally, Finn would step in to help, but as chief of staff, Lai would also be expected to oversee Luna's care. Here's where Lai's personal bias could cost her everything. If she were to let her personal feelings toward Luna cloud her judgment, delaying treatment, refusing certain care, or making decisions that seem less than objective, questions of medical ethics would explode. Hospitals operate on trust, and the California Medical Board doesn't take kindly to physicians who compromise care out of personal animosity. Ridge accused Lai of negligence. The storyline writes itself. One accusation snowballs into a full-blown investigation. Suddenly, Lai is fighting not just for her pride, but for her career. The fallout with Finn. For Lai, losing her license would be more than professional humiliation, it would be personal devastation. Her entire identity is rooted in being a respected doctor, someone who has saved countless lives, including Finn's. Without her license, she would feel stripped of purpose, exposed in a way that her icy exterior could not mask. The worst blow, however, would be from Finn. Already struggling to keep peace between his adoptive mother and his biological ties, Finn would find himself torn in two directions. On one hand, his gratitude toward Lai is endless. On the other, his wife Steffi and the Forrester clan would likely support Luna, viewing Leigh's downfall as karmic justice for years of judgment and coldness. Finn may love his mother, but if her actions nearly cost Luna her life, his loyalty might waver. This could fracture one of the few stable mother-son relationships on the canvas. Poppy enters the ring. If there's anyone who would revel in Lai's potential downfall, it's Poppy. For years, Lai lorded her medical accomplishments over her free-spirited sister, treating Poppy like an irresponsible outsider. To see Lai stripped of her medical license would be poetic revenge. But beyond the personal satisfaction, Poppy could leverage the situation for Luna's benefit. She might use the scandal to push Luna further into the Forrester spotlight, painting her daughter as a victim of Leigh's vendetta. In Poppy's hands, the narrative could shift from Luna is trouble to Luna overcame the cruelty of her own aunt. And in a town where perception is everything, that shift could elevate Luna's status overnight. A Forrester family divide. Of course, the Forresters themselves would not stay quiet. Ridge, always the patriarch in the middle of stormy waters, would face pressure from both sides. On one side, he respects Eli as Finn's mother and the woman who saved Steffi's life. On the other, his son RG would demand justice for Luna. Brooke, naturally, would side with her son, seeing Luna as an innocent caught in the crossfire. Steffi, meanwhile, would be torn, fierce loyalty to Finn, but also suspicion toward Luna. The boardroom and the bedroom would become battlegrounds, as alliances form and collapse. Leigh's possible redemption. Soap operas thrive on redemption arcs, and Leigh's potential loss of her medical license could pave the way for one. Stripped of her power, Leigh might finally have to confront the bitterness and fear that drive her every move. Perhaps for the first time, she would open her heart not just to Finn, but to Poppy and Luna as well. Imagine a scenario where Luna, despite everything, forgives Eli and even testifies on her behalf at a medical board hearing. That kind of selflessness could shock Leigh into re-evaluating her behavior, offering her a chance to rebuild not only her career but her fractured family ties. The spoiler tease. The spoilers whisper that Leigh's days of unchecked power may be numbered. Whether she truly loses her license or merely faces the threat of it, the storyline opens up a treasure trove of drama. Professional scandal, family feuds, sibling rivalries, and young love, all colliding in the most classic, bold, and beautiful fashion. Will Leigh's desire to control Finn's world cost her everything? Or will Luna, the very girl she mistrusts, be the key to her redemption? One thing is certain, in Los Angeles, reputation is as fragile as silk, and once torn, it may never be mended.